that you're the only one who isn't paying anything. They can't keep giving you special treatment just because you're their daughter. It's not right.
What's this all of a sudden, Hannah?
Don't play dumb. I know what's up. I heard it all from your mom. We're all living in the same house, but only you haven't paid a single cent. It's not fair. We pay $1,500 in rent to stay in your parents' house.
Oh, that's what you're talking about? Well, there's a reason for that. They're not giving me special treatment just because I'm their daughter. I'm sure my mom would have told you about that too. That they took my circumstances into consideration when determining my exemption from paying rent. I was never a major expense for them, so they wanted to exempt me to keep things fair.
What? I don't get it at all.
My brother Johnny went into college, but I chose to find a job straight out of high school. They paid quite a hefty sum for his tuition, but they didn't get to pay anything for me. So they're willing to exempt me from rent to make it even between us. My parents have always been determined to try and give both of us the same treatment. They don't want to show favoritism toward one or the other. If one of us gets to have something good, they'll try to give the other something of equal value. In my case, it's a rent-free stay at their house.
So that's why you're going to keep being exempt from paying rent?
Seems like it. From my estimates, I've been rent-free for about 3 to 4 years now. Johnny got into a private university and is repeating a year on top of that. And none of that's for free. So I'm probably going to continue being able to live here without paying for a while longer.
No way! We've been working hard and putting in $1,500 in rent every month. It's still unfair that you're totally exempt.
Why are you complaining to me? My parents decided this. And it benefited me, so I wasn't going to argue against their decision. If you don't want to pay $1,500 a month, then go and find a nice apartment to rent. I'm sure it'd be nice to get to live alone together.
You know we can't do that. Where are we going to find a nice place at the same price? It's in one of the best neighborhoods in one of the most convenient locations in the city. I can get to my workplace in like 3 stops on the train, too. There's plenty of places to shop super close by, too, and the hospital isn't too far off either. Finding an apartment of an equivalent value would be like $10,000 at least.
Then consider how you're currently paying just $1,500 a month to access all those things. Wouldn't you think that's a good bargain? And considering you're getting such a steal, could you stop talking about things not being fair? Because a lot of people would argue that your position isn't very fair yourself.
Then you pay.
Excuse me?
We've been paying $1,500 a month, but only you haven't been paying anything. That's unfair no matter how you look at it. So I'm sure you've been saving up plenty.
Sure, I suppose.
So you could probably whip out $10,000 to give to us easy peasy, right? Give us $10,000 and I'll stop saying it's unfair.
I don't really understand what deal you're trying to make here. Where did that $10,000 come from? Why do I have to pay you guys that?
Because we're in a ton of debt because of you. It's your fault. On top of paying $1,500 a month, we've been having to pay off the loan for our new car, which is more of a necessity than a want. And we have a lot of friends, so we have to spend a lot of money to entertain them. Friendship isn't cheap. Because of that, we found ourselves in the red with $10,000 in debt. And you should fix that by paying us.
I'm surprised to hear about that debt, but that doesn't change anything for me. I see no reason for me to pay it.
You haven't been paying a single cent! That means you've been living thanks to our money.
What?
That's right. And on top of that, we were suffering under that $10,000 in debt. We wouldn't have found ourselves in that debt to begin with if we weren't coughing up the $1,500 a month. You weren't, so you better take responsibility. That's why you need to pay that $10,000.
What kind of logic is that?
What's the big deal? You've been saving up plenty thanks to how you've been living rent-free, so it should be no skin off your nose. Watch it. No matter what, I'm going to make you pay it.
I just heard it from Hannah, but I wanted to check in with you to confirm. Is it true that you're $10,000 in debt?
I'm so sorry, Maya. She was just talking all kinds of nonsense to you. I heard it from Hannah. She told me about what she had been telling you. I couldn't understand her logic at all, so it went way over my head. I'm sure it was the same for you too.
Right? It's kind of incredible how far she was reaching. She has a real talent there. She was acting like your debt was my fault, which was super weird.
I'm really sorry. There's no way that it was your fault. It's because of our poor money management skills that we found ourselves in that much debt in the first place. And yet she vented all that anger and frustration on you by demanding you pay for it in our place. I know that she might be feeling uneasy about it, but that's no excuse. I'll be sure to tell her off for it later.
I'm relieved, honestly. I was so worried you were going to have the same opinions or something. I'm glad to see you're more normal.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I was gonna keep up with that logic of hers. I can't understand it at all. But, if it's fine with you, if you did pay us some money, though, it would really help us a lot.
Excuse me?
Don't get the wrong idea. It's just that debt we got isn't getting any smaller. The interest rates are crazy high. We keep paying and paying, but it's just not enough. Oh, I really hate to do this, but at this rate, we're never gonna pay it off.
Oh, I see. So you mean if I lent you that money for now, it'd help you in the long run? Especially since as a family member, I wouldn't charge any interest, so you wouldn't have that hanging over your head.
Yes, exactly. So, please, can you lend us $10,000? We'll definitely pay you back, and I'll even add a little extra on top of that as sort of like an interest. I just really need to get that huge debt with all the interest tacked on top of it out of the way before it gets way out of hand. You know how predatory those loan companies can be. It is insane.
Jeez, I guess it can't be helped. Sure, I'll help you with that.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it is true that I do have a decent amount of money saved up thanks to me living here for free, so it's not like I can't afford to pitch in. But don't expect to completely get away with it just because we're siblings either. I'll definitely have you pay me back, and I won't allow you to procrastinate on it either. You better stick to whatever payment plan we set up.
Of course, I swear.
Good. I guess we should talk about how that's going to work later tonight then. Oh, and we should write up an oath too to make it official. Once we've done that, I'll hand you that $10,000.
Oh, thank you so much. You're the best. I can't wait until we get to talking.
Maya, I've been thinking. I still think it's totally unfair that you've been living here rent-free. So please leave this house immediately. I already left all your stuff outside to make it easier for you. Get out and go somewhere far away from here.
Excuse me? What's with you? Are we already done talking about that?
Well, it's because I just can't make peace with that. It's not fair at all. Johnny and I are working together to make $1,500 a month work after all. But then you're over here living rent-free, enjoying yourself shopping without a care in the world. I have to watch you flaunt your expensive new brand name bag around the house. Imagine how I feel seeing that.
I'm not flaunting it. And it's my dream bag. I've wanted it since I was young, so I was admiring it.
I don't give a damn about your stupid dreams. The problem here is that I have to sit here and hold myself back while you can go and do all the shopping you want. It's unbelievable that you can bring yourself to buy those expensive brand name things while you're leeching off of us. Have you no shame?
Uh-huh. How exactly am I leeching off of you? You can argue I'm leeching off of my parents, although that's wrong since it was their idea to let me live here for free. But I don't get how I'm burdening you guys.
What do you mean? You've been doing it this entire time. We live in the same house, but you won't put in a single cent. You've been living here this entire time on that $1,500 a month we pay. That's why you're on the same level as a parasite.
Once again, with that weird logic of yours. Don't your arms get tired from all that stretching? You're acting like if you weren't here paying that $1,500 a month, my parents would have kicked me out.
That's right. And parasites aren't welcome here. Get out right now. It'll be easier for us once you're gone.
What do you mean by that exactly?
$1,500 a month is expensive. I know it's within the city or whatever, but it's a super old house. It's not worth $1,500. Then a light bulb went off in my head. That $1,500 a month they have us pay is part of their scheme. They secretly include the cost of the expenses you don't pay in it.
Excuse me? Are you being for real right now? You make it sound like my parents are some big scheming villains.
Of course I'm for real! That's why I'm going to have you kicked out of this house. Once you're gone, they're gonna decrease that rent we have to pay. And with our finances being drained a little less, it'll be easier to breathe. Even I'll be able to buy expensive brand name bags too. You don't get to have all the fun.
Your logic is all over the place as always. You jump to the wrong conclusions and come up with all these crazy ideas. I'm kind of tired of always entertaining them.
Oh, you think you're tired? How do you think I feel with you leeching off of us? Because I've had it with you too. Your days of living thanks to the rent we pay are over. Get out right now, you parasite. People who don't pay rent don't deserve to live here.
Okay, then be sure to pay me back that $10,000.
What? That's impossible. Why do we have to pay back something like that?
You always were supposed to. I assume Johnny must have told you. I'd pay your debt off in exchange for you guys paying me back later. That way, you wouldn't have to worry about interest.
I heard from Johnny, but that's wrong. We got put in that debt in the first place because of you. So you're just paying us back for the trouble you caused us. There's no returning that.
Man, what is going on in that head of yours?
It's all because you won't even pay a single cent. All because your parents keep spoiling you. That's why we had to pay them $1,500 a month to cover for you. And because of that, we got into $10,000 worth of debt. In other words, you made us get into that debt. You didn't pay in our place. You just paid us what you were supposed to.
Stop shifting the blame of that debt onto me. Your way of thinking is kind of insane. No matter how you look at it, that debt is because you couldn't manage your finances well. Johnny said as much himself.
Shut up, you parasite! As if I give a damn about what someone like you has to say. You have no right to be lecturing me. Just shut up and get out of the house. There's no room for any parasites here.
Oops, now that $10,000 is going to be $100,000.
What?
Oh, and you're going to have to pay that all in one lump sum, too. Good luck. Sucks to be you. Where are you going to get that kind of money?
Hey, what are you even talking about? Are you just upping the price on a whim because I'm upsetting you? You're so childish. We didn't borrow nearly that much from you.
Not from me, no. But from my parents, you did.
Huh?
What, did you think I had no idea?
Just hold on a second. You have to be joking. How much do you know?
Oh, I know everything. I know how you're the one who made our parents open their wallets up for scholarship money. You insisted, and so they relented.
What?
That's right. When you were going to marry Johnny, no less. You said you're going to marry into the family, so they should pay for at least that much. This was right before the wedding, too, and you said if they didn't pay, you wouldn't have the ceremony or legalize the marriage. You'd stubbornly sit out and have them deal with the cancellation fees. And unable to just stand by and watch, they paid that $30,000 for you.
No, that's really nothing.
Oh, and you're always slacking on your monthly rent. You're supposed to pay $1,500 a month, but sometimes you don't pay anything at all. You even asked for the moon and had my parents pay for the down payment on that new car you got. They really didn't have to. I know how hard you've been trying to hide it, but I know everything.
You have to be kidding me. Johnny and I decided that we were never going to tell you. And I told your parents to keep it a secret too. Why did they let the cat out of the bag?
They didn't. Just as you promised. They didn't say anything. It's just that my intuition was too good, and I figured it out on my own. I tried to confront my parents about it, but they wouldn't say a word. But the fact they didn't deny anything I was saying is pretty damning evidence, wouldn't you say? From the look on their faces, I could tell it was all true even if they didn't want to admit it.
me.
Considering all that, it's so funny how you were calling me the parasite here. Tell me, who's the real parasite? The total amount you had my parents pay. It's definitely a pretty large sum. On top of the $10,000 you borrowed from me, your debt amounts to just around $100,000.
There's no way we were borrowing that much. Were we?
You better believe it. You kept piling on tons of debt here and there. I'm sure it was hard to keep track of it all. So consolidating it all into one sum is probably easier. Hence why I took over the debt you owe my parents on top of what you owe me. They were happy to see their money back, by the way. And I wrote in my oath with Johnny that you were to pay it all back in kind.
Why would you do that? You're siblings.
It's exactly because we're siblings that we have to get these things in fine writing. People think they can get away with anything when they're family. I wasn't going to let myself get taken advantage of. I even have it written down what'll happen if he tries to run away from it. Which is that he'll be forced to pay for it all in one go without hesitation.
What?
Yep. So be sure to pay me that $100,000, okay? Aw, if only you hadn't tried to chase me out of the house and get out of your debt. Then I would have followed the oath as promised and waited patiently for you to pay it off little by little.
No, please wait. I didn't hear about any of that.
That doesn't matter because Johnny sure signed this oath. Just because you didn't know about it doesn't mean that's a good excuse anyway. And just as you wanted me to, I'll be leaving this house. So I'll leave you to that $100,000.
I'm so sorry, Maya. I brought all your stuff back into the house. I returned everything to the way it was. So please, I'm begging you, don't have us pay for everything all at once. I had no intention of running away from my dad or kicking you out of the house.
Even if you don't, that wife of yours sure has different ideas. She called me a parasite and had every intention of chasing me out of the house. Even if you're willing to work with me, I can't live with someone like that.
Please don't do that. Let's all continue living in our parents' house, okay? Hannah says that she wants to apologize to you too. She was just venting all her anger and frustration out on you. You know how it is. She was jealous of your expensive brand bag and didn't know where to take it out on, so she tried to get you out of the house. Of course, there's no excuse, but she didn't mean anything by it in the long run.
Really now? When you're borrowing as much as $100,000? You think we can let bygones be bygones with such a childish reason like that?
That's why I'm saying we'll apologize. Our parents are usually so mild-mannered, but they flew into a rage. Oh, we're in big trouble now. They said if you won't come back, they'll cut ties with us. They said anyone who disrupt our peaceful family should be thrown out of the house, no questions asked.
Wowee, you've really done it now if you got even our saint-like parents upset. But that might be a good thing, actually. You'll be able to fix your poor spending habits.
Huh?
Well, if you're put in a position where you can't rely on other people anymore, that should naturally make you more mindful of your spending habits and what's going on with your money, right? Oh, but can you guys even rent a house in the first place? Your credit's probably in the toilet. I'm sure you're going to need to sell off that nice new car of yours in order to pay everything back, along with all your belongings. Wow, maybe you're actually going to become homeless once you've been kicked out.
What are you laughing for? It's not a matter of maybe, we're definitely gonna become homeless. Oh, so please, I'm begging you, have mercy. Come back home and live together with us. I promise I'll pay you back, that $100,000 and all. Just please let me go back to paying in installments, not all at once.
Why do you think we had that oath written up if we were going to let it be so flimsy? No matter what, you're going to be paying that all off in one go. Or else. So if you'd excuse me, I'm off to find a new place to live.
Do we really have to return that $100,000 to you?
What's this now? It's common sense to return what you've borrowed, isn't it? Of course you do.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I just can't make peace with it. Johnny showed me that written oath and told me everything, but it's just... No matter how I think about it, I can't help but think that none of this is right.
This again? Okay. What part of it are you taking issue with?
I'm talking about how you have $100,000. In order to take on your parents' debt, you gave them $90,000, right? And then you gave us $10,000. That doesn't make sense. Like, how do you even have that much? I know you've been living at your parents for free for a while now, but still.
Really? Well, I'm a pretty simple person with little worldly desires. Sometimes I think I could be a monk. As long as I get my needs met, I don't feel the need to spend money on much else. That one expensive bag was an exception.
That doesn't change how strange it is. You know we don't have a good grasp of just how much debt we're in. Aren't you taking advantage of that and upping the real amount?
What?
We probably only borrowed around $50,000 from your parents. But you went ahead and made it $100,000 for whatever reason. You didn't know how much it actually was. Where's your proof? If you have anything that says it was $100,000 that we owe, then show me. Because otherwise, I bet you intended to swindle us out of more money than what we actually need to pay.
Again, with that logic of yours. Of course I wouldn't do something like that.
But then, why? There's no other reason I can think of for why we'd owe you $100,000. You're just a high school graduate living at your parents' house. How the hell could you afford to take on $100,000 worth of debt in the first place?
Well, that's because I have a company.
What?
It's a small company, but the profits are fairly decent as a result since I don't have a lot of employees I need to pay. So taking on $100,000 of debt is easy peasy.
Really? You have to be kidding! Wait! I didn't know you had a company.
That's because I never said anything. I knew you two were horrible with money management. If I told you guys, you'd start using me like your personal ATM.
I can't deny that.
Now that I'm finally moving out, I might as well get a nice condo on the beach. That'd feel pretty high class, in my opinion. It'd be fitting for a CEO like me.
No way! You have to be kidding me! I didn't know you had that much money! If I'd known you were the CEO, I wouldn't have tried chasing you out! I'm really sorry for everything from the bottom of my heart. I'll even lick your shoes if you ask. Just please, let's all make up and be friends again. Let's have a girls' night out shopping together or something.
Like hell I'd want to do that with you, idiot. I never want to even see your face ever again.
No way.
If you're even prepared to lick my shoes, then you better pay up first. With some help from my parents, the two of them managed to sell all their belongings, and they paid me the money they got from that. But that was still not enough. It wasn't anywhere close, in fact. They went around begging to all their friends, but no one was willing to chip in a single cent. So much for the friendships they were investing in, huh? In the end, those two moved into a dirt-cheap apartment and paid me back with the help of a loan. Although that loan had a very high interest rate, so they're worse off than where they started. But they're doing honest work to eventually pay that all off. Incidentally, I moved to that fancy beachside condo, and my parents came to visit once. And they told me they were thinking about selling their house and moving somewhere else too. Considering Johnny and Hannah still know where they live, they might come crying to let them live together again. So now it seems like I might be getting two brand new neighbors soon. I hope my parents enjoy their new condo because I've been having a great time here without my brother and his bratty wife. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content just like this. Don't forget to comment down below to let us know your thoughts. What would you have done? We're looking forward to your responses. See you next time!